This is the Wrestling Conscious channel, trying to suplex some insights, some analytics, some common sense in these streets. I'm telling you, the Wrestling Conscious is working hard in these YouTube streets, trying to get these views up, trying to get the comments up, trying to get the subscribes up. Come on now, it's the end of the year. It's that wonderful time of the year where I'm on Cringe Mountain, where I'm under subs, and I need to get over 100 subs so it can grow. Thank you for the singing. Now the indie era, the realistic era in wrestling has gone. None of your Daniel Bryan, none of your the Seth Rollins era is ending. Your DIY indie darlings are ending. Back in the hair, Kevin Owens, yeah, Sami Zayn's. Your indie darlings are dying out. We're oversaturated with the indies. What's his name? Ricochet had to move over to AEW and still doing indie stuff. Now, back in the day, when the indies had this renaissance, and the stars was picked from the best indies, things have changed. Because of the last 10 years, Triple H's like, oh, we're going to get them into be stars and main draws. And have they? Probably Seth Rollins, the only probably indie, and Bryan Daniel. I don't know what to call him now. Daniel Bryan, let's say for WWE, has been probably the most indie successful wrestlers. And the rest of them are just being jobbers, and just filling up NXT life. Just filling up NXT, just bench warmers for NXT. Now I saw the Motor Machine. Oh God, Motor Machine. No, what's it called then? I'm gonna say Motor Machine Bums, but it's not fair. I just didn't like how they've been booked. But you see that indie, I'm like, who is intimidated with these people? I'm not going to take away the accolades of what they've done in the wrestling business, but let's be honest, they look like they can't hurt a fly. Now, I don't body shame on this channel. I don't want to say anything on the channel. Fighters can come in all different sizes and shapes. But what made the golden era, what made Attitude Era, apart from the steroids, leave the steroids alone, kids. Leave the painkillers alone, kids. But you could believe that people, they looked like proper fighters. Now some of the wrestlers just look like any Tom, Dick and Harry. Now in England, we have this budget chain of gyms called Pure Gym, if you're in the UK. So I don't think it's like is budget, let me know in the comments if it's like Planet Fitness is a budget US gym. What's your US budget gym? So it feels like when I go to Pure Gym, which I go to, I have no sponsorship, but you know, here we go. It's the nearest thing to me where I live. That's always, it's a bit ghetto. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a bit ghetto. And I'll probably do a story time about me and the gym later. But anyway, when I go into the gym, it just looked like any Tom, Dick and Harry. Just regular smegular gym goers. Not like gym juice nuts. It's not like Gold Gym or anything. Could be a wrestler. Just for physique. If you have a little bit of a muscle, a little bit, that's okay. And wrestlers supposed to be fighters. Because when you think about wrestling, you want people to feel like they're the elite. They feel like they got they could do more than the average. And when I look at Motor Machine Guns, or I look at a Johnny Gargano, can't even say his name, or sometimes a Kamala Hayes, even though they're physically fit, I feel like, even for me, now I'm not a big woman, I'll just put it out there. Just because you can't see me doesn't mean I wouldn't say I'm petite, and I wouldn't say I'm medium. So I would say like I'm a size 10. I don't know what a UK size 10. I don't know what that is in the US. Maybe is that a 4 or a 6? I don't know what that is. But I'm a UK size 10. So I feel like I could beat up some of the men. And I'm not trying to be like women and ecology. I feel like in this wrestling world, I could get a good couple shots in with some of the men. I really do. And that shouldn't happen. My suspenseful belief should be so suspended that I feel like these men should batter me just because I'm a woman and because of my lack of strength compared to a man and testosterone. Now we know Tony Khan is in his indie era fest, bringing all these random indie wrestlers. Like, I love Taz, but what's his son Hook is doing? What's going on? Now let me tell you something. I don't watch wrestling. I'm not tribalism, but I do watch more. I do watch more of WWE because it's more to my taste and my liking. And let me tell you something. I've been to live WWE events in the UK, in London, and in Coventry. And I've been to Wembley watching AEW. I took my carcass to AEW in Wembley where the thing was a third full. I wouldn't say half full, a third full. That's supposed to fit 80,000. They say 50,000 people. I say where? I say where? All in, all lie. Now to fill up 40,000 or even 30,000, it's a lot. Just bring it to me. I'll be like, just Tony, bring it to the O2. I think the O2 has 20,000. The O2 arena has 20,000. That would be a perfect arena. But that's neither here or there. Let me get back to the basics. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, I went and sat in the cold in August, bank holiday, in London, watch AEW. So, no tribalism here. And I watched these wrestlers, lanky wrestlers, which I cannot take seriously as wrestlers, just by strength and conditioning alone, and how much dives they do. Anyway, I look at Hook. I look at that Darby Allin. He's trying to be like a spot. All the spots he tried to do. Now Sting is not a big guy, but the guy looked like he can pack a punch. Even Sting at his old ass age. Man. The indie darlings are dying out. We're getting bored of the indie darlings. Now, we might not like Vince McMahon and his shenanigans, but the guy knows big wins. Big is believable. Big is believable. Not every action star can be like big as The Rock, but you have to be believable. Even like a Vin Diesel or a Ludacris, you have to be a bit believable in physique. The Adam Baby and Jack Perry, like, seriously, man. I'm not hating on AEW, but you know, we're so saturated. Look, you can have anomalies like, look at Shawn Michaels. He looks like a cruiserweight or indie wrestler. If you're thinking about the statue of that person's stature. Or even Rey Mysterio. But when they they can work at a high level. So I'm looking at your work rate, how you can do things at a high level, main event level, and how you look as well. Because being a wrestler, it's not just about doing crazy high spots, doing spot fest and dives, and killing yourself. Being a wrestler is about how you look as well. If you didn't, Jade Cargill wouldn't be an instant star. 99% of because of her looks, Jade Cargill is a star. Come on now. Am I right or am I right? I think the mark of the end of the era of the indie wrestlers, even with Triple H, it's not looking always for indie wrestlers. He's looking for athletes. He's going for unknown people like the Bianca Belairs, unknown people as athletes, and train them up because they're conditioned to look like big. They can do things where the indie wrestlers just learn a lot of bad habits and like, I sell my own t-shirts. Yeah, I have a fan base. I'm like, nah, mate. And the indie wrestlers just fodder for NXT to be jobbers. Bring back the real men in wrestling. Bring them back. Let me see some muscle, some brawn. Just like how you can objectify the women and you want your Rhea Ripley and you want your Liv Morgan. Why can't we bring back the real men without the steroids and any health risks and the roids rage? Don't want that. Come on now. What happened to a good brawl? What happened to a good match without all the spot fests? Come on, man, keep it simple. That's why I like Gunther sometimes. Like, Gunther's not doing all that. He's just old school. And he's been effective. It's the end of the indie realistic era of just bags of man just looking like they're just from some random gym. It's time for the brawn. I'm not just talking about brawn Strowman, but we're talking about the brawn. The meaty guys. Come on now. We need that. We need believable wrestlers. Believable fighters. Believable athletes. Do you agree? Or am I just chatting nonsense? Am I just curing your insomnia? Got so much to binge. Got so much to binge on. Yeah? Do me a favour, if you wish to listen to all this, give me a good like, give me a good sub, and write a comment. Just put a thumbs up. That's okay. Just put a thumbs up, mate. Alright. Take care. On the road to 100. Wrestle